What's up, everybody? So something happened on the Smiths that is actually, it's actually happened a couple times. We filmed something, in fact, an entire video, and put it all together. And I hate to even say this, but it was probably my favorite Smiths episode we've ever done.
Yeah.
And we didn't release it. And that's not the first time that that's happened. In fact, that happened when I went to Cambodia earlier this year. I made a video and then couldn't release it. Same thing happened last week. London and I, we did a mission trip in Latin America, and incredible trip with some incredible people. And I filmed the whole thing, built what I thought was a really good Smiths episode. And
we have to stay safe and keep the people there safe and our team safe.
yeah, it's too risky. There were too many faces in the video. There were too many locals. The locals there,
a lot of trouble.
yeah, the locals there could get in a lot of trouble if they were seen doing the things they were doing with us. And that was really taking the gospel to people in the mountains. So we went to undisclosed villages that had never heard the gospel before, and we brought medicine, we brought bandages, glasses. In fact, there was this one really beautiful moment in the video that you'll never see. But there was this beautiful moment where London and I were at the top of a mountain, and there was a woman there that couldn't see, or she had really bad vision, and we were traveling with all kinds of things, and one of the things we were traveling with was a suitcase of glasses.
Oh.
What?
I just remembered that lady.
Yeah, and so we would walk up to these villages and into these houses, and we would say, "Do you need anything? Do you have any infections? Any parasites? Do you have any pregnant women? We have prenatal vitamins. Do you have any infants? Do you have anybody that's sick or have bad hearing or bad eyes?" And inevitably, somebody in the village, or they would say, "Hey, go down to find there's some people over the hill, and it's an older couple and they need whatever." So we would go find them, and this one day we found a woman who couldn't see, and we gave her glasses. And London and I filmed the whole thing, and we're kind of sitting back watching just how beautiful it was. To see this woman who then was able to read something for the first time, and all in the name of Jesus. It was just a beautiful moment. We saw many really beautiful moments like that. And we were hiking extreme distances in extreme terrain, camping in a tent together in extreme heat and humidity, filtering all of our water, drinking out of streams, eating mainly what we brought with us, and sometimes
rocks.
and sometimes rice with rocks in it. Wild pigs, wild dogs with mange, wild cats, wild goats, wild, what else was wild? Everything was wild.
Wild cats like kittens, not like lions or anything.
Yeah. So it was, the first night was very, very difficult for you.
Yeah.
You cried.
Yeah.
There's this moment when we had hiked for 9 hours up to this remote village in the jungle. It was probably 95 degrees and humid.
And the hike was uphill the whole time.
We got to this remote village, we camped, and then we played the Jesus film for the locals there, and they were watching it. We got in our tent, and London was just exhausted, and she started to cry. But she didn't want people outside to hear her. We traveled with some other girls, younger girls, about her age, a little bit older, and she didn't want anyone to hear, or their dads to hear. And so she was covering her mouth, and it made her sick. So she got nauseous, and then she unzipped the tent to throw up, and I said, "Baby, I love you, but you can't throw up here." You can't throw up here because there's wild pigs and donkeys and dogs, and they will literally overtake our tent if they smell your vomit. You have to get out of here. And she was like, I was like, you got to put your shoes on and go. And she's like, Daddy, just let me throw up right here. Let me throw up right here.
And I didn't really, nothing came out.
Just threw up in your mouth a little bit.
No, no, I did that on the hike. But you know when you're sick, and then you're sick for a day, you throw up, and then the next day you don't eat anything because you're so sick, and you throw up but nothing comes out? That's what happened, because I didn't really eat anything.
So as she's sitting there contemplating whether or not to leave and go throw up somewhere, fire ants started biting her hands. She was on her hands and knees, and fire ants started biting her hands, or stinging their hands, and it was kind of in that moment. And she got back in the tent with fire ants, and there was fleas. There was an outhouse in that particular village, and all the outhouses were awful. So it was just difficult for a girl.
Yeah, every village you went to, the outhouses gradually got way worse, and the last one was just a hole in the ground that you could literally fall through.
So
I had to TMI, but I had to get a crab.
And you can go in the jungle, and that's a thing, or you can go in the outhouse. The outhouses had fleas because the first outhouse we saw had chickens laying hens literally in the outhouse right behind the hole that was the toilet.
The first time I went we were all going for the first time, all of us 4 girls, and so we were waiting for each other, and one of the girls came out, and it was right before I went, because she was before me, and she came out and said, guys, there's hens back there. And I was like, what? Yeah, right. And I went in there and I screamed.
Yeah.
Because I didn't look back to see. I just sat down and I heard, oh wait, no, that's a turkey. Wait, I heard I heard, like how Diamond does, and I turned around.
In the dark, and there's fleas in there. So all of this kind of culminated to, in my mind, I'm that first night I was thinking, I can't bail her out. As a dad, there's always a level that your kids get to where you think, I could bail them out. Okay, fine. We'll go up the mountain. I'll take you home. But I couldn't do any of that. In fact, the only thing we could do was text Amber through a satellite. We had a Zoleo satellite, and if we had a clear view of the sky on the right time of day, we could send a text out to Amber.
It worked, but it sucked.
It was tough, but that, thank goodness we actually could send a message through satellite to Amber. So you did.
Yeah.
And she was praying the whole time.
And she was sending all our texts that we were sending to our family, so they got to see it too.
Our families were a little worried. This wasn't like a church mission trip, go and build a church in Ecuador, with wood, and it wasn't like that. This was a evangelistic trip, taking the gospel, encouraging locals.
The government doesn't like you.
Yeah, we were enemies of the government, which is why we couldn't release the video too. But because of that, of course, our families were worried, and we were, the children that were with us, I say children, the young teens, were very valuable to us, because as we would come into a village for the first time, we'd have London and some of these other girls with their sweet little faces, and first it would make us look like we weren't a threat to the village, and second, the children, there are always children in these villages, and the children would soften because they were scared of us. They were scared of white people, we'll say that, and so they would run if they saw the men, but the girls, they would stop and they'd be like, oh, maybe, and they had frisbees and balloons, and so we weren't a threat when they saw the children.
And we gave them candy. We gave them high chewing gum.
Yeah. Sometimes they would actually even cancel school for the day so that London and the other girls could read stories to them or talk to them.
And while the teachers got glasses and stuff.
Yeah, and then we talked to the teachers at the same time. So anyway, is there anything else? Because I'm sorry I couldn't put out the video, but I'm sure y'all understand. And there's going to be more of these kind of things in my life that I wish I could show everything on the Smiths. I really do. And I loved the video we put together. But Is there anything else you could say without saying that video, showing the video?
Oh, we got water. There was no water, so we had to get water from like the streams. But the streams are deadly, and so we had these things called GRANGER'S, which would filter our water. And one time we went to the river, just us 4 girls, and then some little kids followed us. And one of the little girls said, in Spanish, she was like, "You're gonna, if you drink from that, you're gonna die." And we were just like, sorry.
That was hard for London. The weather, the heat, the rain, the jungle.
And just being hungry and thirsty.
Being
all
hungry,
the time.
and water's dangerous, food is dangerous, plants are dangerous. Don't touch the dogs; they're dangerous. So that's just all. It was tough, but man, such a great experience. So I think the question everyone's wondering is, will you do it again? Because I'm going back in the spring.
I don't know.
Or will Lincoln go in your place?
I don't know.
Still thinking about it. Yeah, well, hey guys, we love you, and I know that we have been, this videos for the Smiths have been a little sparse, and it was a combination of that trip and the holidays, and so I'm sorry that we haven't put out as many videos as we have in the past for the last 5 years, but we're going to get back in the routine, and we're going to start making a lot more videos. We've got a lot of stuff planned.
And also, we already told you guys we're not posting Tuesdays and Thursdays anymore. So.
Yeah, we're just doing it when we can, and we got a lot of stuff planned, so love you guys so much. See you next episode. Yee.